Hey guys, it's Becky with Design Bundles, and today we are going to cover a really hot project right now. It is turning these acrylic panels into music player templates. Okay, now what that means is we're going to work with some adhesive vinyl, also some printable vinyl, and on top of that, we're going to inform you on reverse weeding anytime that you're weeding adhesive vinyl using small letters or small details. So stick with us because we have a lot of tips to share, and let's go ahead and jump on into our project.
Alrighty, so I did skip ahead a little bit. I downloaded the design from designbundles.net, which is right here, and I've also imported the picture that I want to use for my project. So the first thing I'm going to do is make my template here the size that I need it to be. Now, one way to do that is to go ahead and create a square that is going to be the size of your acrylic. Now, my acrylic is 5x7, so I will unlock my aspect ratio and type in 5 inches wide by 7 inches high. Now, of course, I want to send this to the back. And now I can size my design right here. And I can make it as large or as small as I want, but I know from experience I want it to be roughly 4 inches, 3.5 inches. Looks like I'm going to settle on 3.841. So that's a good size and I'm comfortable with it. I do like leaving a nice thick border around the outside of my acrylic, so it just gives it a nice finished, polished look in my opinion. So once that's complete and I'm happy with my sizing, I can get rid of the square. It's not actually part of the design, we're just using it for sizing purposes. Now let's talk about sizing our picture here, because obviously we want it to fit in this big black square here. So I'm going to ungroup the design, and then we also want to talk about the song title and the artist name down here, but we'll get to that in just a minute. But for now, we can move this off to the side. We don't actually need those to stay next to each other. Moving it off to the side just gives me a little bit more room to work with. And I'm going to position this to where I know it's going to match up with my photo. So I start first of all with making sure that it's centered. So visually I just take a look at it. If I want to make it a little bit bigger, I can. Okay, it looks like he's going to fit. And then I'll do the same thing on this side. Okay, so this may take a couple times to get it right, but I'm going to overlap it. And then I will select both of these and I will choose slice. Now if I take out the parts that I don't want, that's actually not bad for the first go round. So there we go. So then after that, I can remove the pieces that I don't need and I have the photo that I want. Now that that is taken care of, let's talk about replacing the song title and the artist name, because I do want those to be personalized. Now I'm going to start off by creating my own text, and I already know what I want it to say. Now what I've done is I've taken a song that reminds me, so it actually reminds me of him playing baseball when he was younger. So, these projects, I'm all about doing them for sentimental reasons, and that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to modify both of these to match the song name and the artist name. There we go. Now when that's done, of course, I can pick any font that I want. I did stick with basic font just so that way they don't take away from the overall image. Remember that this is supposed to mimic a music player or a music app, so definitely want to keep them basic. And let's see about sizing. I'm going to go ahead and align these to the left. And we'll space this up just a little bit. Now with those in place, let's group those together. And let's see what size we need. So this one is 0.478. So I will make this also 0.478. And then I'll easily be able to replace this where it needs to go. Let's see, let's make this a different color. Scratch that. Let's make this part a different color. We'll just make it red. And let's zoom in a little bit so we can see what we're doing. I just want to slide this over top. That way it keeps my spacing where I want it to be. And then I can select the red underneath and get rid of it. So with that in place, I will select this whole design and I will choose Attach. Now when I head over to Make It, you'll see I have one print and cut image here, and I have one image here to cut from my vinyl. So I'm going to proceed to take care of these. Now you can use this as a print and cut, or you can cut it with a paper trimmer, whatever's most convenient for you, and then we will meet back up and put this project together. Okay, so I've already cut this design on my Cricut, and I've printed the picture that I want to use. So let's remove it from the mat. And what I'm going to do is trim around it with a pair of scissors. And then I also need a small piece of transfer tape. Okay, so what I'm going to do, now remember we are going to be reverse weeding. Okay, so that means I'm going to remove the backing from the transfer tape, and I'm going to go ahead and apply the entire piece of transfer tape over the unweeded vinyl. Use my squeegee it down. There we go. And then when I peel, I want the whole thing to transfer onto my transfer tape. One little piece that wants to stick on the backing. You can see what I struggled with. A part of my backing came off onto my vinyl, but that's okay, we got it fixed. And then what's awesome about reverse weeding is that when I peel off, you see how small these letters are? When I peel off, when I weed, all those letters stay in place. There we go. So no more fighting those small letters. And then of course you'll still need to come in and take out the inside connectors. So there is our adhesive vinyl. All right, so let's go ahead and get the rest of our pieces ready. I have a paper trimmer. Now remember, you can do this on as a print and cut on your machine. So we now have our printed picture and our adhesive vinyl. Now we need to prepare our piece of acrylic. Now I'm going to let you in on a secret. For most acrylic projects, I leave on at least one side of this protective layer. Okay, I usually leave it on the back side. But today I'm going to cheat a little because I have the grid on this cutting mat here, and that's going to help me to line up this project. So we're going to take off both pieces. I'm trying to touch it as little as possible. There we go, because I certainly do not want fingerprints all over it. So I'm going to place it on the grid. Now this piece is approximately 5 by 7, so it fits pretty centered in my grid here. And we'll go ahead and start with the picture, and we will put it in its approximate location. That gives us a little wiggle room to decide where we want our adhesive vinyl to be. So I am going to adhere the adhesive vinyl first, and I'm going to use this grid to do so, and then just use my best judgment. It's going to end up being about 1 inch away all the way around. There we go. I'll set it in place. You can burnish it if you want to. But the good thing is adhesive vinyl adheres really well to acrylic, so there we go. So our adhesive vinyl is in place. Now let's come back. Now I did not do this as a print and cut, so I can just simply peel this off the backing. Now if this was more than one piece, then obviously I would want to use transfer tape. All right, let's try that again. What I did was I lined it up here to make sure that it's straight and smooth it down into place. So there we go. That is really how quick and easy these things are. Now, in a couple of the examples I'm going to show you, I also included a QR code over here, like this. Okay, and what that does is with your cell phone, you can scan the QR code and it will take you to that song in YouTube or any other website that you choose. Here's another one that I did. And again, there's that QR code. So that part is up to you. But these are the 3 examples that I have for you today, with this one in the middle being the one that we completed. And hopefully you guys learned a lot.
So how do you feel about our music panels? You know, once you get the template downloaded, get a few pictures imported from Facebook, and you can make these for every member of your family. And what I think is it's a really great way to share memories. Okay, for example, the one that you guys saw me work on today, this is a photo of my oldest, and he is a very enthusiastic about his future baseball career. So of course I wanted to make one for him. I have one of our wedding picture, and I also have one of my daughter and my husband. So I can sprinkle these around the house. It's a really feel-good way. And if you go the extra, like we did on a couple of these, and add that QR code, then you'll be able to scan it with your phone and go straight to that song to kind of add to your reminiscing. So really great gift and really neat and really trendy right now. So hopefully you guys learned a little bit from our video today. Hopefully you enjoyed the reverse weeding, because that is very important for those small projects. If you have any questions or comments, make sure that you leave them below. We do always come back and check in with you guys. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because we have more videos planned for you right around the corner. Thanks for watching.